Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome to the Holocron. This is the Week 90 update in the Darth Loquitur account. I update this account's progress every week, talk about all the character upgrades that I'm doing, plans for the future, and whatever questions you might have, you can drop in the comments down below, and we'll try to answer those in future Holocrons for this account. Please remember to use your like saber and kill that like button. It helps me, it helps the channel. With that in mind, let's get into it and see what happened in the account this week. So first of all, we were looking to get that TIE fighter pilot fixed up. He's the last requirement that we've got for the Executor journey, but we're just not going to be able to finish him up in time for the event. Very close, only a little bit more work left to do, so we'll get down here and work on the Beskar Armor Mando. He's not necessarily part of the requirements for the Executor, but of course we want a good Razor Crest, so we got to work on him. Work a little bit on this TIE pilot for the First Order stuff. We're going to be working on the First Order fleet. Jedi Master Luke is planned to be the next journey that we take with this account, but we will look to get that finalizer fleet going for SLKR potentially as our next big journey. Ship-wise, Razor Crest, we need to take a look at that. Got more gear onto Beskar, so we can put another level there. We can finish out the ship Omegas on a couple of these skills and get them maxed out and ready for the Executor. That finishes up what we can do there for this week. Some other little details that we can take care of. Again, we're going to work on these First Order ships, so we can give a couple stars to a few of these ships. Activate the SF tie here and get that thing up and running. And I don't think the SF tie, one of these ties, isn't part of the journey for the finalizer, but you definitely want the First Order, both the TIE pilots for the First Order fleet. SF tie is really good. I use it as one of my starting 3 ships all the time when I use the finalizer fleet on the main. Again, looking at ship Omegas, we've got to get these ships built out sooner or later, so we're going to go ahead and add some more ship Omegas. We've got Xanadu Blood in decent shape. And that's it. That's really all we get to do for the week. Pretty quick set of improvements for the account, but you know, staging for the next relic and getting that Executor done. So week 90, we're at 4.33 million galactic power after the upgrades, added 70 from the prior week. 41 relics, 55 zetas. In Squad Arena, we're getting top 10 with JMK whenever we want to. Negotiator, I can still manage to push my way into the top 10. Top 5 is locked out because the fleet shard is now full of Executors, so that's pretty much it. Project is to get TIE Pilot in week 91. Next week, farming plan, we got IG 2000, Xanadu Blood, Hux, the First Order Shuttle, First Order Stormtrooper. So we're just building up stuff for the future with the First Order stuff. In fleet, Outrider and TIE Echelon. Cantina, Signal Data, still working on Chief Chirpa. Been chipping away at him for a long time. He's, I think, almost done now. Maybe on the last 50 or so shards of him. So we'll give that some effort over the next week or so. See if we can get close to being qualified for this Ewok event. Hopefully get some 7-star Ewoks and be able to do that. Mods, still working on speed mods, maybe some offense mods. We'll see. Refresh strategy is the same. 3 on mod energy, regular energy, and fleet every day. And then Cantina, I do refreshes when the guild objective for the day is Cantina or spend all energy. Prestige, we're buying at least 3 a week. We're buying Prestige pretty much every day again now. With the idea that we're going to build the Executor, and then right after that we may build the Finalizer. We're going to need a lot of signal data, or the Prestige for that. Fleet store, again, working on First Order stuff. Everything else is feeding the Shard Shop. So in 3v3, I've moved up to Kyber 4. I'm definitely not ready for the 6 fleets. So in order to try to set up a strategy where I can get 3v3 effectively defended and have some offense left, we're going to put Kenobi on the top in front of fleets so that we can throw away some garbage fleets. We'll put GG Mandos and some trash stuff with it. On the bottom front, we'll put C, Bounty Hunters, Sith, Qui-Gon, some other stuff, and again, garbage on the back. So let's take a look at that a little closer. We can actually go in and look at what that defense looks like here. So here we see the Kenobi defense, Kenobi, Commander Ahsoka Tano, and General Kenobi. We've got a Datacron that we can put with them and really try to make this top zone hard to get through. The Datacron is the 25% turn meter, and then when they gain foresight, 20% more damage stacking. So we can hope that the opponent will get hung up there and won't ever see our ships. We'll put a couple decent teams here with the Grievous team and this Mandalorian team, and then a couple garbage teams, really hoping that Kenobi's going to be the one that holds that top zone. On the bottom, I put Sith Eternal. We put Qui-Gon Jinn team here. We did try to make a good Sith Eternal team with the Wat Tambor and the Royal Guard. Here we've just got kind of a scrub team that's just a couple relics trying to take up space. Same thing here. And then we've got a Bounty Hunter team that's pretty good. So between the Bounty Hunter and the Qui-Gon team, that's trying to make the bottom zone a little harder, and then Sith Eternal. And then on the back wall, we just have just simple stuff because we don't want to waste any of our good teams. We have so few teams, we really need to save as much stuff as we can for offense. So by throwing off bad teams on that back wall, we save a little more for offense. We make it real easy for the opponents. Anybody who gets through the Sith Eternal can just get a bunch of free banners on the back wall, but that's what we're doing for now. In the ships, we've got this Galactic Republic fleet that we've split off. So half of my Galactic Republic is going with Negotiator, and half of it's going with the Endurance here on defense. Just to set defenses, Empire fleet here, just a trash fleet of leftover ships and whatever I have under Chimera lead. So really, if they get through Kenobi, the same thing as the back wall with characters, these ships are super easy to beat. So we just kind of put down the minimum of what we need to get points for placing fleets, and then hope that the opponent doesn't get through Kenobi. I think the big thing I'm going to have to figure out is whether it's better to put Sith Eternal and try to make this zone harder to get through, or if Sith Eternal is just too easy for people to get through, then I should really take that on offense and sort of assure that I can clear two zones. Against opponents that have more GLs than me, if they put a bunch on defense, then without at least one of my own on offense, we can't get through. So if I leave it where they can get through my bottom and I can't get through one of their zones, then that's a problem. So we'll have to see how that works out in 3v3. Live and learn and do what we can to the best of our abilities. All right. So this says what we just talked about. And then in terms of Datacrons, I do have, you see my Datacron inventory here. I've got a decent Datacron for Kenobi. I've got a decent Datacron for the Sith Eternal team. And then I've got a few other like level 3 Datacrons that I can use. One of them's got good tenacity on it that I can put with Enfys Nest, for example. Some things like that I can put on offense and use either with fewer characters or characters that don't need such a good Datacron. So not a whole lot of Datacron development on this account, but there is some stuff in there to try to make it a little more challenging for the opponents. All right, that's going to wrap up the summary for week 90 in the Darth Loquitur account. Please remember, if you're not part of our Discord community, it really is a great community. A lot of good people over in the channel, answering questions for people, speculating on new characters and whatever's going to be good. So come on over there, hang out. Even if you're not part of a community or not very talkative kind of person, you can still just come in there, hang out in the chat, watch what other people are saying, and really learn a lot about the game from that. So the link is in the description of the Holocron down below. I hope to see you over there. Hit the like button on the way out if you didn't do that already on the way in. Use your lightsaber, take that thing out, kill it, smash it, destroy it, just like any good Sith would. All right, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next Holocron.